Hello and welcome to a very special edition of TGI Talks. I'm here in the sunshine in Phoenix, Arizona, at the headquarters of Ping with new company president John K. Solheim. John, thank you very much for joining us today and welcoming us out here in Arizona.
Oh, welcome, and it's good to be out here.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And you took over as company president on January the 1st. It's something that you've been preparing for a few years now, or many years. How have you found the transition, and has there been anything that surprised you?
So, the transition, I guess, since January 1st has been very smooth. I'm still kind of feeling it out. You know, my dad's still here, still kind of feeling him out, what he's expecting of me, and all that. But so far it's been good, very smooth.
Excellent. And you just touched on your father then. You're obviously following in the footsteps of your father and your grandfather as well in this role. And Ping is one of the very few of the top golf brands that's still very family orientated and still family owned. Do you see that as a major advantage for the business and your customers?
Yeah, there's pluses and minuses. I would say there's more pluses than minuses. To me, the one minus, when a public company, you can raise funds, kind of go to the marketplace and get more investment in your company relatively easy. We don't have that luxury, but we kind of control our own destiny. We can set the goals that we don't have to answer, to outside shareholders. So we can set the targets that we want. We can make sure the performance of the equipment is what we want, and basically do what we want to do. So we think that's a much better long-term strategy because it allows us to continually invest in the brand and not necessarily worry about the next quarter's returns. But we're in it, to be the oldest golf company around, and we're getting pretty old, and so we want to just maintain that long-term strategy.
Excellent. Okay, and you've been in the golf industry for quite some time now. You're out in Japan looking after Ping in Asia. Over the years, have you seen any significant changes in both golf equipment and the industry as a whole?
Definitely quite a bit of changes in both. I'd say the industry, unfortunately, golf's been in a downturn probably the last, I don't know, call it 10 years, but we've probably been saying that for a while. So it's been a difficult marketplace, which kind of makes the better companies kind of rise to the top. So we've seen a resurgence, I guess, as the market's consolidated, that our market share has actually gone up around the world. Equipment-wise, there's been lots of changes. I would say, the big thing in recent times is ball flight monitors and just the information they can provide us to develop equipment, to analyze equipment. It's really opened a lot of doors. I mean, there's all sorts of things from the computer automated designs to the newer milling machines and 3D prototypes that we can make, 3D printing. So there's all sorts of technologies out there. I would say, though, at the end of the day, we've been able to validate our designs a lot better, though, with the use of launch monitors and really track how one club compares to the others with the individual golfer. We used to be able to do that all with the Ping Man, but he's a robot, doesn't quite swing it just like a human as much as we try, but we're able to see, on a bunch of golfers, like 20, 40 golfers, how they tend to hit different clubs and really pinpoint the good and bad with designs.
Yeah. And you just touched on there with launch monitors and the impact that they're having. We're out here this week with the top TGI Golf Ping fitters, custom fitters, obviously a big part with the flight scope. It's obviously an indication of Ping's massive support of the PGA Professional that these guys are out here this week. Do you think that loyalty is being rewarded, and how do you see that developing in the future?
So to us, I mean, that's kind of our secret sauce, so to speak, of how we do golf and do golf equipment is it's a custom fit product. We put, the best technology in our product, but we understand that if that driver or those irons aren't custom fit for the individual, they don't leverage all that technology in there. So it's the guys like the guys we're having out today that are the best of the best that really service the customers, that ensure when they get a new driver, they are going to hit it 15 yards further. When they get a new set of irons, their handicap's going to go down. So we see that as kind of the growth in the marketplace. There's a lot of different retailers coming out to kind of seeing that is the secret. If they can provide better customer service, they get more business and they get more repeat business.
Absolutely. And the recent TGI Golf Awards, Ping was once again a multiple winner, winning both the Supplier of the Year for the second consecutive year and the Product of the Year for the third straight year. How much do awards like this from your key customers mean to you?
So they obviously are very flattering. They mean a lot. I would say kind of Europe's unique in that they do them. there was a little bit of awards like in Japan and the U.S. Either that or we're not doing well in the U.S. I don't hear about any of these awards in the U.S. of Supplier of the Year or Product of the Year. But they are, I mean, because you guys know, you guys are dealing with the end consumer, with the golfers. They're coming in and kind of asking for the product. So you guys definitely know what is the best product out there. And two, to be able to supply you guys, I mean, part of it's designing the equipment. The other part is how do we get it to everybody who wants it, make sure the quality is right when they get it. So to kind of have both those awards, Product of the Year and Supplier of the Year, kind of really says we're doing things right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as I mentioned, then you've won 3 consecutive years Product of the Year. The G30 won in 2014 and 2015, and the G Series won a couple of weeks ago. So how do you continue to make such great products, and what's next for Ping?
Well, I would say it's doing a little bit of everything, or doing everything right, not a little bit of everything. That's kind of tying into our Paul Wood, who's our Vice President of Engineering. He's been talking, you'd love it, the UK cycling team and all their recent success. And when you ask them what it is, they say it's just a little bit of everything, just getting that 1% out of everything. And that's really the same approach we've had to design. But when we make decisions, we're looking at that 1%. Which one's better? Not much of a difference, but this one's 1% better. But when you do 10 of those in one design, now you're 10% better and you've got something of significance. So it's that kind of balanced approach to our design, looking at everything, not sacrificing anything. So like G30, we added turbulators, we increased aerodynamics, but we didn't give up our MOI or our CG. We improved those as well. So when you add those all up together, we had significant improvements.
Excellent. Well, John, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support of the PGA Professional as well, and for welcoming us out
you're
here
welcome. We're glad
in
to
Phoenix. So that's it for this very special edition of TGI Talks. As always, if you have any comments, then please let us know on Twitter using the hashtag TGI Talks. Until next time, thank you very much.